gonna listen to us. It's the Keith and the Girl Show.
Young money, bitch. Will there be a capital fight? Got a 12 gauge? I made your pussies up sex change. I'm out, bitch. Hi, I'm Keith Malley. Welcome to Keith and the Girl.
I'm Chemda.
Lil Wayne is free. Lil Wayne got the pardon from Donald Trump.
How did it even get to that?
Well, recently he endorsed the president just in time for him to get arrested on gun charges. And Trump said, all right, you took a picture with me. You're free. I'm out, bitch. And I don't bust back because I shoot first. Motherfuckers.
It's such a slap in the face to the people who stormed the Capitol because they're like, wait, we're patriots. We put our actual bodies on the line for you.
Right. And, you know, Lil Wayne got arrested, so I couldn't do the Lil Wayne voice anymore because he's in jail. What's the point? So that voice went to Lil Coronavirus, who wants to get, hi, I'm in your lungs, bitch. How's it going? Yeah, fucking motherfucker, let me in. It's a part of your lungs. Now, I'm wondering what happens if Lil Wayne runs into Lil Rona. You know, what's new, bitch? Wow, Phil Spector, bitch. Oh, good one, bitch. You know what? It's like, I don't know if you saw Time Cop, but when the bad guy ran into the old version of himself, it's going to be trouble. What's that going to
This is Trump doing you a favor. I know a lot of people thought of you when Lil Wayne was pardoned.
Yes.
Because what else are we going to think about? What does it take with Trump? Like, which it's so interesting because the people who really just go out of their way for him, he doesn't always, think about them when it's time to do stupid shit.
Yeah. What is it going to sound like when Lil Wayne gets the virus? Something like this. Oh, shit, bitch. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be next level. It's going to be next level. The inauguration, of course, just happened. And I turn on the TV late, and I see that it says President Biden departs for Arlington National Cemetery. And I'm like, already? Holy fuck. But no, that's just what they do after they're sworn in. They visit the dead soldiers. Okay.
No shit. Woo! That would scare me, too.
That was a close one.
Yeah.
Ivanka, I understand, was that the inauguration? Is that true? I'm not sure if that's 100%, but I would do that too. You don't want to go to daddy's party. So Trump had left early, didn't shake hands, saying goodbye. We knew that was going to happen, to have his own party. And the daughter says, no, I think I'll stay behind here. You don't want to get raped at daddy's party.
Oh, my goodness. Also, like, if I was Trump, I'd leave the country.
He said, why don't you come to the party? Like, daddy, like, hey, by the way, are you sure you're my daughter? I never, did we ever see your birth certificate? Not this again, daddy.
Yeah, let's swap spit. I mean, spit into this thing.
Right. We're not going through this again. Steve Bannon got a last minute pardon. And when it's so last minute, because he already sent out his list and then he goes, one more. Steve Bannon needs a pardon.
That's because the check didn't clear until that moment.
I feel like Steve Bannon had to make a phone call and go, I have a lot of shit on you. Did you forget about me? No. You're pardoned too. Of course, must have been paperwork mix up.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think verbatim.
Right. All right, so we'll get into that a little bit. Let me tell you what today's announcement is. Next week is the Keith and the Girl 24-hour comedy marathon. Watch live on our YouTube channel. Next week is the Keith and the Girl 24-hour comedy marathon. Watch live on our YouTube channel. Next week is the Keith and the Girl 24-hour comedy marathon. Watch live on our YouTube channel. Mark your calendars. Saturday the 30th, January 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern.
At least 50 comics.
I'm very excited. Now, let me ask you this. It's just me and Chemda today, so let me ask Chemda this in private. I was in the Army. And I'm from the country. And I can tell you right now, the Army can take out the country. Now, did you kind of hope that at the inauguration, these idiot insurrectionists would try again? Now that everybody's ready, now that the military is sleeping in the Capitol at night.
I understand what you're saying because you kind of think if they're this ready, there's not going to be any physical harm. But I appreciate it from before that. So right now, not only are they ready, they're ready because these idiots keep posting their plans. They just post their plans so they actually are able to knock it out before it even happens. And I appreciate that.
Have you seen the pictures of the National Guard sleeping in these government buildings? So they're
No.
on 24-hour watch. Yeah, and they're like sleeping on the side. By the way, if the My Pillow guy loves America, that's when you help out. Give him a couple pillows. Instead, you're ranting and raving about the election, etc., looking like a real weirdo. Which makes me think, who's Biden's pillow guy? We don't know. The things we don't think about. We're in such a hurry to get rid of the old guy. We don't worry about the new guy.
He's got to start a podcast, and then whoever gets him first, Sleep Number, Casper, we'll get
Yeah.
it.
Now I'm working on bipartisan pillows. Help everybody sleep at night. That's I did think for a second, okay, maybe like Donald Trump's off of Twitter, and he just we all try to get a little less screen time and get better sleep, this kind of thing. I thought maybe he'd wake up one day and be like, "Oh, that was a good rest. Hey, I found a better version of Medicaid. Everyone wins. I just needed a good nap. That's all. Let's fix this coronavirus mess. I didn't have 400,000. Why didn't anybody tell me there were that many dead in America?"
I don't
Come
know.
on.
I picture him taking naps all the time on the toilet while he's on conference calls.
Well, I'll tell you what I use, Kemda. Kemda does too. Brooklinen.
Oh, yeah.
Brooklinen sheets. That's how we get our good night's sleep.
I use their towels, too.
I use their towels. I love them. It really is like a spa experience, not an exaggeration. Brooklinen, if you're curious, Kemda, was started by Rich and Vicky, who also tried to find beautiful home essentials that didn't cost an arm or a leg. But when they couldn't, they founded Brooklinen, the first direct-to-consumer bedding company with 50,000 five-star reviews and counting. Comforters, pillows, towels, even loungewear.
Let me tell you something. I've been watching The Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys have heard. And sometimes a pillow and comforter and towels and things, they do cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Yeah.
be in that world.
It's 2021. Do something nice for yourself to start the new year. To help you do that, Brooklinen has this special offer. Go to brooklinen.com. Use promo code POUND, POUND, for pound out. Get $25 off when you spend $100 or more, plus free shipping. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Vicky. That's Brooklinen, BROOKLINEN.com. Enter promo code POUND. Get $25 off when you spend $100 or more, plus free shipping. Brooklinen.com. Use the promo code POUND at checkout. All right. You may have seen that Donald Trump has signed an executive order to establish a National Garden of American Heroes, which will include, he wants, Kobe Bryant, Christopher Columbus. I don't know where you heard about the great American hero, Christopher Columbus.
Wow, if only we would have praised that dude once in a while, this wouldn't have to happen.
He's like, you will not take down the statues.
And
Right? It's just one little little petty thing.
He's making a statue of these people?
Yeah, or maybe they're made out of shrubbery. I don't know. It's a garden. I don't know. Alex Trebek.
Really?
What kind of grab bag is this? Yeah.
I don't, no disrespect to
Sure.
Alec Trebek. I mean, I don't think anybody doesn't like Alec. Alex?
Right.
Alec.
Alex.
I have to say both words in order to get it right. Alec Trebek. Nobody doesn't like him, but
Only because you made it such a big deal. It's Alex.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll know. You'll be able to go on this tour in the garden and be like, Alex, now I know. Right next to Einstein and Christopher Columbus and Walt Disney and Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Muhammad Ali. No exaggerations.
Wait, are you really
Yeah.
Is that a real list?
Andrew Jackson, Muhammad Ali, William F. Buckley, Christopher Columbus, Walt Disney, Grover Cleveland. I think he thinks that's the Muppet Grover. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Whitney Houston,
What?
Antonin Scalia, the judge, Alex Trebek.
Okay, all right. Cool. But I feel like they just said, hey, list 10 names that you know
Right.
that maybe other people might know. It's like playing silent trailers with him of American history.
Oh, hold on. There's a new list of more people. Person, man, woman, camera, TV. He's going to make statues. So that should be exciting. Do you know, people are like, hey, why are who cares about this, getting him out of office? He's going to leave office. Who cares about another impeachment? If he gets the second impeachment, if that goes through, he's found guilty, let's say, he won't get Secret Service again. He won't get his pension again. That's why this stuff is important. And of course, he can't run again. The pension right now is $219,000 a year.
Wait.
Yeah.
He won't get Secret Service. We'll just be like, now you can die.
Yeah,
No, that's the punishment?
that's the punishment.
Oh my
Death.
god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
By
That's
the
such
way,
a that's such a weird one. Hey, like how we really truly believe that every one of our presidents and ex-president need to be watched because people are constantly trying to kill him?
right.
Not you.
Yeah. The
You're free.
Biden just took the oath. Our buddy Brent Terhune is writing on Twitter, and then MAGA says these COVID numbers are getting out of control. What is going on there? He's not fixing a thing. CNBC reported Trump's administration's last-minute policy changes. This is true. Social service providers can discriminate based on sexual orientation. Adoption agencies can turn away same-sex couples. Homeless shelters can turn away queer teenagers. Just a little hate on your way out.
That's what he did on his way out.
Yeah, and then Biden, of course, can be like, all right, no. But just on the way out, just throw in a little homophobia.
Just to make sure that you
You're
know which
not
side
loved.
I'm on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, shouldn't you try to be collecting allies at this point? Because you might not have Secret Service.
Right. Yeah.
Who are you taking a dump on?
I mentioned my friend Marcus from high school, and we parted ways. But I had like one buddy in all of high school, and anyway, then we grow up, and I see him on Facebook rating stupid shit like, oh, so if I just pretend I'm a woman at my work, I can go to the woman's bathroom. Like, yes, yeah, how sexy and fun. And I would say, yeah, all you have to do is tell your boss, tell your wife, tell your coworkers that you're transgender, tell this, tell that, and you can smell those feminine dumps all day long. I just saw on social media he moved back to our hometown in Somerset, Pennsylvania. I wrote, starting a new chapter. It thrilled me because you don't go there to begin a new chapter. You fucked up. Yay, everybody, I'm back. To what? To what?
The only person in that neighborhood who went there for the first time was your dad in their adult life. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
grow up there. But we're pretty convinced that your dad is running away from something and hiding out.
I think so.
Yeah, like, we're pretty sure he burnt so much that he needed acres in between him and whatever the fuck he did.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you the latest. He was gonna move into the same facility that my mom's at. My mom has dementia. He was going to live on a floor where you get less care, so he would pay less money. He's more self-sufficient, or is on paper. He lasted 3-4 days, and then he said, "No, I can't. I can't be here," and left. And we knew because he was in the hospital again in Somerset, and my brother is the one that they call for an emergency, and called the brother saying, "Oh, just letting you know, he came in the hospital for another heart stent, or he had chest pains." And they're talking. She goes, "Do you know that your dad moved back to Somerset from that home?" That's how we found out. Am I making sense?
Oh, yeah. Well, I really thought that he would last a while. I thought when you said he only lasted 3 or 4 days in the home, I thought it was because they kicked him out. No joke. I thought it was because he's like, oh, these people have to talk to me here. These people have to interact with me. He's got an audience. He gets to talk about God to whoever. Because at the start, like at a nursing home, if you start a conversation about God, you might get some participants, and then you realize, oh, you're talking to Mr. Malley. This is a fucking dead end. I legit thought that he got kicked out for being a nuisance.
He could have actually, because I knew he would go there and try to sell insurance and think, through his math, 90% of these people are going to buy insurance. Obviously, 100% of them are about to die. And they'd have to sit him down and say, you can't do that anymore. That could have happened.
Right, like in
Easily,
Breaking
and
Bad when he went to the DA meetings, the drug addicts or whatever, I forget. Uh, wow, I should really know that. Oh, it's not DA.
NA.
NA meetings so that he can sell to the addicts. This is the same thing. This
Right.
is like, oh, where are you going to find people who need this? Right
Yeah.
there.
So yeah, he's like, and I'll stay with your mother and help her out when she needs. And he's like, oh fuck, that's the end of this.
But like, what reason could he have to leave?
I don't know. We don't know because he didn't share it.
That's
You know what I mean? I'll call the place later and
There's
see if
no
we can get
way
to the
this can
bottom of it.
have a normal response.
Right?
There's
Yeah.
no way that it's gonna be like, "Oh, some people they move in for 3 to 4 days." Some elderly people pack up all of their belongings and give up their space and only last here for 3, 4 days. Actually, Mr. Malley Jr., it's very common. Don't expect that because I
Right.
cannot see in what world. Now watch me be super wrong, but something tells me your dad lets me be right a lot.
Yeah, something tells me. Something does tell me. Oh well. Look, get a good night's sleep. Start with a good breakfast, and you won't be all over the place like this. Magic spoon. I'm talking about. That was a trick.
Mm-mm-mm.
Magic spoon. It's cereal for adults because it tastes like that cereal you loved when you were a kid, but it doesn't have all that sugar and junk. Healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring with Magic Spoon. Amazing flavors that you'll love. 0 sugar, 11 grams of protein, only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. You asked about it. I like this. So many of you have asked, and now you can finally build your very own custom variety box. I'm not telling you guys something you don't know. You couldn't quit asking. Please, can I get a variety pack? Like, do I got to pick here and then pick that? No, or is there something convenient? You kept asking, and it's a great day for you because they finally did it. Power to the people. You
Well, I
said,
know.
please, please. I know you said you're working on it, but I can't wait. Can you give us a date? Something to look. Well, now they have it.
2021. It's such a start of a good year, huh? Look
Now
where
they
we're
have
at. And
right.
by the way, I believe it was our buddies Nicole and Scorpion on the chat every Wednesday night. One week they were talking about the magic spoon and how delicious, and uh, my favorite is cocoa, and everyone was sharing their faves.
Yeah, fruity. I'm on fruity right now. I keep switching, but it's because we asked for a variety pack, so we can do that. You can choose between the best-selling cocoa, fruity, frosted, blueberry flavors, plus brand new flavors such as peanut butter, and they have cinnamon, and it tastes amazing. And then here's another section I like. Honestly, too good to be true. Let me tell you something. If you know anything about Keith Malley, my word is my bond, and honestly, it sounds impossible. It's not. It's true. They'll give you a money back guarantee because your head's probably spinning right now. Right? You're like, well, it doesn't sound true. Is this a lie? No. Honestly, it does sound like a lie, but it is not. Go to magicspoon.com/KTG, grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code KTG. Save $5 off your order. Again, 100% happiness guarantee. You don't like it for any reason, send it back. You didn't send it back. You don't send it back. They just refund your money. Again, honestly, too good to be true? No, it's true. They will refund your money, no questions asked.
That's how
It's
you
not,
messed that up. You were like, "No, I can't say that. That's too good." Nope,
yeah,
it is. It's true. They'll just
no,
refund.
yeah. And you can finish the box anyway, if you just think it's okay and you're in
Keith
a
Malley.
pinch. Well, I mean, what am I? I'm not going to throw it out. And you know what I mean? That's magicspoon.com/KTG. Use code KTG to save $5 off. And thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring the podcast. Okay. Have you seen last week a lot of talk about minimum wage again? It's just started being in the zeitgeist about hey, why isn't minimum wage $15 an hour everywhere? And then you see people saying because then everything would go up in price, and these companies can't afford to do that. Meanwhile, then that just means they're exploiting their workers, right?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Eli says, speaking of minimum wage, be nice to your servers. I gave decaf to people who pissed me off. That's not so bad. What, they're a little tired during the day? I did the opposite. I'm not exaggerating. I think statute of limitations. I could say that now. Was that regular? Yeah. Is that decaf? Yeah. Yeah. You dumb fuck. Be nice. Be in the hospital.
I tried decaf one time. It doesn't taste the same at all. So I don't know, maybe because you're in a place where you're not making it so the consistency could just be off. I don't
No,
know.
they said I made the best decaf in town. Well, this is some rich decaf. It sure is. It sure is. Thomas rates, if we raise the minimum wage to $15, then milk will cost $100. A haircut will cost 4 golden buttons. A new pair of shoes, that'll be a lock of a virgin's hair. Sorry, this is just how the economy works, and there's nothing we can do about it.
That math checks out.
Kim says, the minimum wage increased? What's next? Equality for all races? A female vice president? Mysterious monoliths? Things that are actually cake? Not in my America. That's right. Andrew sent a letter to us. I think it's during the recent show with Betsy Helmuth. By the way, speaking of Betsy Helmuth, the guy's name is Marcus Lemonis. Don't you hate it when you're told to keep a secret, but then they're out there breaking the... I'm like, what? That's the guy from The Prophet. That's the billionaire that gave her the hard time. I look on social media and she puts it all in caps. Marcus Lemonis. Here's one of the articles someone sent me after I did the Keith and the Girl podcast. Turns out he's done this and worse to others. You know, she's the interior designer that he fucked over. Okay, there it is. Whoo, that feels good.
You know, I have a feeling that after she mentioned it on the show, it was sort of like you once you start talking about it, it gets the ball rolling, and she's like, "Fuck it, I'll put his name on social media under the show things." And I feel she's opened up.
Right. Well, anyway, this person says, I think it was during the show with Betsy that come to mention how we've heard of Keith's weird jerk-off stories and fantasies over the last 16 years, so I had to share this.
Why doesn't that sound familiar to me? Shouldn't
Right?
that sound familiar to me if that's what I talked about, let's say last week?
Just because they are so great, I've been listening to the early shows again of Keith and the Girl, like 16 years old, and you need to play and listen to Keith and the Girl number 7,
No.
Teletubbies premiere.
No, I don't know what that is, but no.
Just the opening is the perfect flashback to what Hemda said on the aforementioned subject, I guess, about the jerking off. Anyway, I've loved you guys since the beginning. Everyone needs VIP, and everyone needs to listen or re-listen to the episodes from when it all started. Peace, love, and Keith and the Girl. Andrew. Yeah, you can go back with your VIP package to every show we've ever done. Here's a message I saw on Reddit from E-Link Onstance. Our subreddit, of course, is Keith and the Girl. I'm listening to old episodes. I came across an interesting part where Keith plays a voice message from his dad. So you can hear what my dad sounds like. It's episode 559, Clean and Sober, starts at 35 seconds. In typical Father Malley style, he calls up Keith to inform him that bringing alcohol to the family gathering... No, I never drank in Somerset. I didn't drink until I was in the military, but I'm the fun guy, so he's nervous I'm going to bring alcohol. To inform him that bringing alcohol to the family gathering for Ken's graduation will not be tolerated.
I remember that, and not only did you not bring alcohol, it didn't happen.
There was no... Of course there wasn't a family reunion. There never is.
No, because I don't think anybody in the family likes him.
Uh-huh.
I think that he was making it difficult for us to put this party together so that it doesn't happen because there is no party. There's no friends. Who are we inviting?
Yeah, and then it would be my fault that I insisted on bringing alcohol. That's why it never happened.
Yeah, and I'm sure, and you know what? I don't remember last week, so how am I going to remember show episode 500 something? But I am sure that he brought your mother into it to say how she's nervous now about you bringing alcohol and that maybe we should just forget the whole thing because your mother's nervous.
Right. Here's another one from Bav Motors 1. He says, I think I just accidentally listened to Rod Morrow's first time on Keith and the Girl. It's episode 1127. I thought I might do a John F. O'Donnell binge, and at the end of the first one was you were doing stand-up submissions, and Roderick was one of them, again at 1 minute 30 seconds.
Holy shit.
So make a note of those. Check those out with your VIP package. That's fun. The last show we put out, I didn't notice until a little bit after. Thankfully, somebody told me that the processor, I'm almost saying it like it's not my fault, but this program processes the show, and it moved Ophira's everything she was saying 2.5 seconds ahead of time. So it looked like she was psychic. She really knew. And then there's, weird spaces and whatnot. And I was able to fix it, but I found out some people, they just went with it. I'm like, did you feel high?
Did you feel like Ophira's rude somehow? Like she's always, or we're rude to Ophira by one of us stepping on top? Or did Ophira really seem psychic? For those of you who had that experience and decided to just keep listening, I really want to hear from you.
Yeah. Do you take acid and it sounds normal?
I love what you think drugs are.
Right. She was a little psychic. Regarding that show with the Farrah, Pumpkin says, I've seen a lot of horror and slasher movies. I have a pretty strong tolerance for gore, but when you brought up Armie Hammer, the actor that apparently is a little sexual pervert, he's into cannibalism. He likes to hold, he brags that he likes to hold beating animal hearts in his hands. when Army Hammer ate that peach full of cum in that awful Italian bicycle movie. I guess I didn't see every movie ever made.
What?
I almost threw up in my seat. That was the single most disgusting thing I've ever seen on screen. Of course, that dude wants to barbecue a woman. It made me,
What?
yeah, I don't know. It made me think of Shia LaBeouf, who I loved Honey Boy so much. It made me think of my family.
And you butcher his name more than I do, Alex Trebek.
Right. I changed it, LaBeouf. It depends when you catch me.
Well, you
what mood
take all of those I's in his name seriously.
I'm in. Right. I pronounce every vowel. He's in this movie called Pieces of a Woman.
I saw it.
Okay. That's on Netflix right now about a woman losing her baby.
Oh,
And
spoiler alert.
it's right in the beginning. That's
That
by the way.
20-minute fucking in labor beginning.
Yeah.
Oh my, I felt like I was in labor. Oh,
Right.
you reinforced how much I'm not gonna have a baby. Holy shit. And I didn't, I like to watch movies just with no I didn't watch the trailer, I didn't watch anything. And so I'm like, this looks like she's gonna lose her baby, but are they really dragging us along for 20 minutes? Uh, I honestly can't tell if this movie was good or bad. I was angry at the end, which probably can't be good.
And that's art. It moves you, right?
It moves
So
me slow. It moves
right.
me fucking slow.
So now I know Shia is a abuser, physical and mental abuser. Very recently comes out in the news. And so I'm watching this and I can't help but wonder what was ad-libbed. Like when he took that medicine ball, not the exercise ball, and he threw it at the woman that was smoking. It wasn't even fully on camera. And I'm like, did he just make that up?
Mm.
Did that hit you at all? Did you think about, no pun? Did you think about Shia? Like, hey, I'm in the news. You are an asshole.
I didn't because I always forget to match that up, you know?
Right.
Like, they're lucky I silent trailers my life. I'm just like,
Right.
which one? Um, but I did see, this is why the piece of the movie that I liked is how they show abusive relationships. Like he's not beating her all the time. He's so super sweet during the labor. He gives her what she needs. He backs off and they like are good to each other. And then he throws a fucking ball in her face. And I don't want to give up the other part that's very clearly like, okay, you suck. Um but like how he can maintain his demeanor and his charisma around other people. So he just seems like a regular blue collar guy. Her mother doesn't like him because he's a blue collar guy and she wants like, somebody who's
Right.
very financially well off, but that's the only reason. He's It's so beautiful in that way where it's not he's the devil all the time. He always says the wrong thing. He makes things uncomfortable. It's more like, why is she nervous all the time? Why is she so uppity? Why is she so, um, withheld and whatever?
Right.
He's just trying to, they depict him crying and feeling emotion over this and less so her. And I really like that. But honestly, I think it was over 2 hours and I don't need to see this abuse in real life, in real time.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't. And then when you're a director or writer of one of these movies, the movie comes out. Then it said Shia is a abuser in real life. Are you the director going, fuck, that's what this movie is?
Oh yeah,
God,
I
God
would
damn
be.
it.
Yeah.
I'd be mad. Like, oh, it taints my movie. I didn't do it.
Yeah, but then also, like, I wonder if it's because of Hollywood. Instead, they turn it around and take credit. Like, we saw something.
Right.
We saw
Um,
something.
but you don't win a Best Acting award now, do you?
Of
Because
course
you're
you
not.
do. It's Hollywood.
But you're not.
Oscar, Oscar.
But you're not acting.
Yeah, who is?
You know. Oh well. I am excited about this marathon. By the way.
Excited or nervous? I really am both. I think it's because I'm just about to solidify the schedule, and that always makes me nervous. Always halfway through, I put together the schedule, and it's an entire 24 hours. Every like 20 minutes or so, we switch. And so we're booking every 20 minutes. And halfway through me scheduling it, I go, oh, I messed up the AM and PM. I messed up the AM and PM. Oh my God, I have to start all over. And I'm like, did I start all over? Should I not be high for this? This is crazy. And then I get high and I'm like, no, this is the way to do it. All right, we're
Right.
good. We got the AM and PM, right? Of course we did. Of course we did. We know what we're
I got to
doing.
test the way that I can have speakers on instead of headphones. That's going to be crazy for 24 hours.
But you usually do oh, right, you take it off here and again, that's right, because 'cause we're in the same room, sometimes we take it off to breathe.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see. You're clearing your closet out, getting ready to stay there for 24 full hours, right?
Yeah, just kind of, putting in a little bit more equipment, making sure that everything's gonna stay steady, and it's actually Xerxes who's taking care of this, and, because we're looking at the nooks and crannies and really trying to fit everything in right, we found something, and by we, I mean Xerxes. He comes into the kitchen, he's like, "Let me show you something." And this is obviously from the past that we just and, I posted this on Reddit and somebody was like, "What could you possibly find? It's your closet. Like, how many places have you not looked in?" And I'm like, "That's right. That's how good this is. That's
It's a
how
high
good this is."
It was a deliberate hiding place in your
That is
closet.
how I'm gonna tell you guys on Q&A because
Oh,
I wanna do it with Newsy, and also I don't wanna give more, attention on this show, you know what I mean? I wanna just
ah!
I was like, "You are fucking kidding me right now."
Ah! We're recording Newsy today, right?
Yep, yep.
Call them up right now. All right, let's get to the final four of sports, the real NFL final four. This time we have the Buccaneers, who Henda picked.
That's right, but didn't I switch my vote?
We were talking about this on one of the VIP shows a little bit. So you did. You enjoy the Packers now, I believe,
That's
because
right.
you remember Tom Brady as a cheater with
Yes.
Deflategate.
Thank you.
hmm Buccaneers and Packers, and of course, Bills and Chiefs.
This is what you do to me at restaurants. You're like, "Did I like this restaurant? Did I like this chicken from this restaurant?" For me, I'm like, "Do we still like this actor? Is this a good football guy? Is that an oxymoron?"
Well, Kara, the woman that took us to that Metallica concert, does a lot of shows, musical shows. She's working the halftime show at the Super Bowl,
Holy shit.
and she's a Packers fan. So that's who I think I can go with then,
Oh, okay.
because I always
Man,
need a reason. These
I
weirdos that
gave you
watch.
so many reasons for the Packers. There was A and B and whatever I said after that you remember.
Sure, sure, sure. Right. Okay. Where are the Packers located?
In the luggage
Excuse me.
where
We're looking for Wisconsin. We
pack
would have
things.
accepted Green Bay, of course.
It can't be Wisconsin.
Let's see the best. So there you go. We'll work on the Packers. It can't be
Really
the Chiefs,
cold.
of course, because I have two bets going against them from the past. The Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, the greatest right now. He got a concussion, got knocked out.
I thought that was normal. I thought they all have concussions.
They do. They kind of all do, but
Okay.
his was like you can't hide it with those eyes.
Oh.
When his eyes are moving like a one arm band, that ding ding ding. You're like, oh, he's not there.
Oh,
Yeah.
casino eyes. Oof.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's bad. And then now that we're quarantined, so we're not at football parties. You can cheer as much as you want when somebody else gets a concussion and not look like an asshole. Yeah.
The bright side that you find is
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah, you know how we all pretend, but it's like, okay, but it's an important game to me. I mentioned this, but I remember being in high school and I'm in marching band, chicks dig it, the trumpet, and we'd play for football games. And we're all nerds in band. Nobody's really paying attention to the game. Then somebody gets hurt, looks like they might have a concussion, and everyone's quiet because they're at least half paying attention. I'm not paying attention at all, so I'm telling a joke to my buddy or something, and they look at me and they're like, Malley, shh. Show some respect. Respect? Brett Rapp's going to put your head in a toilet after he gets off the field today. Yes, please. We don't want to. Let's respect the jocks. What the fuck? They don't like you. None of them like you.
They practice tackling people in the hallways.
Yeah, you were the tackle dummy.
Yeah, they just shoved the books out of my hand. Respect, sir. On my knees picking up my books.
Right. Oh, well, I know somebody that's a fan of the Browns, and they, of course, got kicked out. But the Browns never make it to the playoffs. And he goes, Keith, how do you take it every year? How do you take the stress? The Steelers are always in the playoffs, and it's so nerve-wracking. He's like, I think I'm going to throw up.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, I sent him to BetterHelp. BetterHelp! H-E-L-P. Therapy. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. Start communicating in under 48 hours. Henda uses them. Henda loves them, right?
I do
Hurrah.
love him. This
Yeah.
guy is so qualified to talk to me. Okay. I
Mhm.
looked through all their resumes. No, really, he has a bunch of degrees, a master's. Like it's just, and he's worked in the corrections as an officer. So making inmates talk about feelings at some point. He was in there like talking about like share circles and things like that, like really trying to get them in their psychological head. And I'm like, well, if you can get those guys to really get to the core of what their problem is, my problems are going to come out real quick.
I wonder if he thinks everybody's a murderer. Like, all right, get to think. Well, my mom. Okay, but the murders. Do you want to talk about the murders? You know?
I do say stuff like that to my therapist or any therapist when they're like, "Well, do you want to talk about that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but obviously," he's like, "Do you think you have a like something behind that or like some issues?" I'm like, "Probably, but I figure you have the next question that'll get me to know what that is."
Right.
Like you're up. He's like,
Your
"Do
turn.
you think that you have some issues with that?" I don't know. Do I have issues with that?
Yeah, I'm paying you. What am I giving you all the answers? You give me some answers. Visit betterhelp.com/KATG. That's better, H-E-L-P. Join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. And here's the special offer. Get 10% off your first month. betterhelp.com/KATG. All right.
I really tried again with the insurance. I'm done, by the way. I tried again with my insurance to get therapy, and man, it was
To get therapy that's not BetterHelp.
that's not BetterHelp, yeah, just to kind of see and to just, I really want to make sure that I did exhaust the avenues. And no joke, it was 2 weeks of back and forth until I finally was like I sent a message gang like, "Hey, we're talking about mental health here." She's sending me an invite that I'm getting a day after she's inviting to the session. Like we had a tentative session on Tuesday. The therapist sent me a date appointment on Wednesday for the day before. And then they're checking on things that somebody else, negated. I've like 3 people contacting me. I try calling the office and I get an answering machine of an obvious cell phone, and then they tell me things like, "Hey, we're working from home." I'm like, "Well, when I call the phone, I should sound like I'm calling a therapist office." They're like, "Hey, it's Cindy. I'm not here." I'm like, "Oh, okay, Cindy." Like, what? You can't change your answering machine because I have to know you're working from home? It's just and there's more stuff that I don't even want to keep listing, but really BetterHelp was just right easy. I got to talk to a therapist as soon as I wanted. Like I even had opportunity to talk to them before. I just needed a couple of days where whatever. I got it as soon as I wanted it. It was amazing.
There you go. So take a look. BetterHelp.com/KATG. You may have heard that Gwyneth Paltrow has Goop, her company, GOOP, always getting in trouble for some stupid claim they're making, this rock will eliminate your period, that kind of thing. She has a candle
Is that
called,
actually when you started talking about Gwyneth Paltrow, I really just thought there was like a little more hate than necessary. Like, oh, we just like to
yeah,
poo-poo on the rich and famous. But holy shit, she tops it every time. I'm like, she didn't really say that. Like, she's a human being, isn't she? She's not. This
yes,
is crazy. Her goop thing is crazy.
she put out a coffee enema that doctors had to say isn't safe. Let's see. Here's one. Gwyneth Paltrow claimed she made yoga popular. I went to do a yoga class in LA recently, and the 22-year-old girl behind the counter was like, "Have you ever done yoga before?" This is Gwyneth saying this. And I was like, "You have this job because I've done yoga before." Gwyneth thinks she invented yoga.
Her and Bikram.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, she has a candle
Yeah.
that's called "This Smells Like My Vagina." It'd be funny if it was like tuna or something. But, she doesn't have a sense of humor. "This Smells Like My Vagina," which the actress peddles on her Goop website, exploded into flames in the living room of a UK woman who won the product on an online quiz. The candle
What
exploded
were
and
the
emitted huge flames.
questions?
Yeah.
What?
I've never seen anything like it. The whole thing was ablaze and it was too hot to touch. There was an inferno in the room.
Do you remember what was that game show where, like, if you picked door number 2, then you didn't win the main prize, but you won a bunch of goats?
Yeah, let's make a deal. Yeah.
Their consolation prizes are better than this stupid vagina candle that this person must
Right.
have been like, "Oh my God, I won! I
Right.
never won anything in my life. This is so excited. What did I win?"
You
A
can smell Gwyneth's
candle.
vagina. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I think I misheard. I fuck Gwyneth Paltrow? No, 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 no.
Like, just with my fingers?
No, no, no. It's a candle, and then company can see that you're a fucking weirdo. And
Yeah,
apparently it's also a bomb.
what kind of mailing list do you get put on when you get home, Gwyneth Paltrow's
Yeah.
vagina in a candle?
I'd rather be caught reading the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue with my legs on the table, you know, and a cigar.
She just wants to be the new Egyptian Musk.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a little out there. All right. That's everything.
What the hell? Her kid's name is Apple, right?
Yes.
That's the most normal thing she's ever done in her life.
Right. You know she's insufferable.
Didn't she have a show on Netflix, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, and yeah, like one episode I think was about yoga, one was about orgasm candles, I believe.
Yeah, it was just people around her going, "Yeah, this is what we do." And you think, like, she's an A-list celebrity, I assume. I don't know who is anymore, but
Sure.
I know her name, and I know how to go, "Hey, that's Gwyneth Paltrow."
Right.
And nobody talked about it. We watched so many things in 2020. We were like, Netflix was our jail. That's how privileged we were. And nobody was like, check this out just to laugh at Gwenny. Like, not even ironically, not because she's a superstar, not because of the outrage. Like, this is so crazy, I have to watch it. No, we watched a couple of people with their tigers say crazy shit
Right.
in funny American accents, but not Gwenny. No
By
love.
the way, Joe Exotic, to be clear, did not get that pardon he was hoping for. In fact, somebody got him a limo outside the jail waiting for that pardon to come through. He had to watch the limo drive away through the yard.
What did he end up getting convicted for? I couldn't follow this whole thing. I
He
didn't
was
see it.
he hired somebody to kill the woman.
Oh, I thought the woman hired someone to kill him.
No.
The whole time there was nothing like that? She was never a bad person?
It's confusing because one person's a bigger piece of shit than the next, but he had a plot to kill Carol Baskins.
What did she do? Not that I'm saying whatever. I just know that she did things too. Nobody likes her.
She kept trying to shut him down. Meanwhile, she ran the exact same type of imprisoning tigers as, for profit thing that he was doing.
That I saw in the first episode, which I think I watched like half of. Yeah,
Okay.
that was clear. It was like, oh my God, look at the stuff that he's doing. Anyway, welcome to my tiger lair.
Yeah.
I assume she wears tiger print. I can't remember.
Yeah, of course.
These are my sexy babies.
Right.
I love these babies. They're not my animals. I birthed them.
What you could be thinking is it's understood that she may have killed her husband.
Yes, that. Okay, I'm not crazy.
I forgot that. Yeah.
Okay, great.
But not in jail or anything for that. That's just a theory, and the family believes it. As a viewer, you're likely to believe it, but that never went anywhere.
How'd he die?
He's just missing all of a sudden. People are thinking she fed him to the lions.
Well, that's the first thing I thought when you said he's missing. Where the fuck is he going?
It's supposedly like he was going to go on an airplane on some trip, but the logs don't really say that he went there.
No, people don't disappear like that.
She's saying this millionaire just left, and that's it. I don't know if he's a millionaire, but he had a lot of money. If he just left, but that is a dead end, and so the family believes that she killed him.
Let's say he did leave, right?
Right.
This thing came out. I assume they showed pictures of him.
Yes.
And these guys became like some of the most famous people on earth. I even know what Joe Tiger looks like or whatever.
Right.
And now he's still disappeared. Nobody knows where he is.
Right. He doesn't even. He must really hate his ex. He's like, yeah, keep looking into her. Bye, bitch.
Right. And there was no sign of anything. Not that he got on a plane or anything. She fed you to the lion. Tiger, she fed.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like you can run a test on some land, but I don't know.
Right.
Oh my god. These people are crazy. I can see why you guys are watching it.
Oh, it was the best. It was the best. Yeah. One person bigger asshole than the next. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it starts with somebody losing an arm. Like, okay. Well, now we're at a party.
Wow.
And it's one of those things where that wasn't the topic of was supposed to be something different. I think it was just about exotic animals. And then they found this guy, Joe Exotic, who was insane. They're like, nope, you're my movie now.
That
Anytime they tell you you're
yes,
the movie now, what the fuck did you do that you're the movie now? If
right.
you're not Alec Trebek, then why are they interested in you? Yeah,
It
a documentary about me? What did you do to earn it? Did you do the Moderna vaccine? Then why do they want to talk to you? Think
that's the
about it.
same as Jerry. What was that show?
Yeah, Jerry Springer, yeah.
Jerry Springer. If your current
Yeah,
spouse or boyfriend or whatever is inviting you to go on Jerry Springer, you fucked up.
right,
Or they fucked up, but probably you fucked up too.
for sure.
And there's gonna be some tests being taken, and it's not the
Right.
GED. You wish it was the GED now
They probably didn't go on air to make a public apology to you that you don't know about.
that they're inviting you to. "Come, we'll
Yeah,
have a limo to the airport."
they give us a free trip to New York. Okay, what do we gotta do? I think just sit on stage for a second.
You're so
Okay,
pretty. I
okay.
I think they just wanna see you.
I can see that. Okay.
Oh, boy, it reminds me of, the movie that, we saw. It started being about children's party entertainers in New
Yeah,
York, which we used to be, so we're like, "Oh, that's
right.
great," and then one of the children party entertainers was so interesting, dun,
Silly
dun,
Billy.
dun,
Silly
Silly
Billy.
Billy, who we both worked with, that the whole movie became about him because his father was a convicted child molester.
Yeah,
Okay, and Silly Billy himself was like, "Oh, do you want some footage from our childhood?
yeah,
If this is gonna be about me, let me tell you
right.
my story." And it was this crazy, I think they're from Great Neck, Long Island,
Yeah,
like, where people move when they, get rich, because the school systems are so good right there. They're known for, their public schools are like private schools because so many of the taxes go there and blah, 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 blah. It's very, very rich. And this dude is having computer classes in the basement with a bunch of kids playing naked leapfrog.
mhm,
"Hello, Silly Billy. I'd like to talk to you about how you make balloon animals and magic for little kids around the city." "Oh, is that who your father is? Guess what? We're now featuring you, and it's called
right.
Capturing the Friedmans." That's just the title. That's just the title.
When the movie comes out, is he like, "That's a weird capturing my family name? That's a weird
Oh, this is gonna help my
title."
career so much, my career in coming into your children's house and inviting the other children to come.
Did Silly Billy have, like, all did did one day all the clowns have to come in? He's like, "The movie's ready. I tell you how to talk to kids, how to pull fake, birthday cakes out of pants, and then all of a sudden it vanishes. Gather around, everybody." Ooh,
In all
ooh.
fairness, it was never him, it was his brother and his father. We never got, like, any weird kind of vibe, he never got any allegations. This wasn't about him, it was about his father and brother who were obviously very, very sick. But,
Yeah.
you're still the one doing kids parties. Holy shit.
And he was kinda defending, though, his father and son. It
He
wa
was,
right?
yeah. They hated the mom so much.
Right.
Hated, because she's, like, in this hell of, like, "I married this dude, and that's what women do at the time, and I can't leave," but yeah, all the kids were somehow like, this bitch is talking again. Your father's a
Yeah.
child molester."
Yeah, and I remember seeing this movie, then I think I worked for Silly Billy after, I'm not sure. Kendo was already
And
working for him, I think, right?
I
Because
think we were already in touch.
I remember knowing about this movie and then Silly Billy telling me, "What's your clown name?" I had my name be Flippy, and he goes, "No good. Good clowns have 2 names." And I'm like, your father touched boys and your brother touched boys. But this is the biggest problem. No, no, no good. I saw you defending those creeps, but I went with Flippy. And by the way, he almost didn't hire me because I didn't have 2 names. I'm like, I promise I can think on it.
Me too, I was working, children's parties for 10 years, I had a great reputation, and he was like, "Oh, giggles? No, you need 2 names."
Yeah.
"Okay." So then you actually, this was good for your career because you fixed your clown name and it was fucking Flippy because you got to do like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to do alliteration. Everybody knows that. All right, KeithAndTheGirl.com/VIP. Every show we have ever done, including the spinoffs. And we're being told to take a listen to Keith and the Girl number 7. You can see, I guess, what I've been whacking off to. That's fascinating stuff. Episode 559, you can hear what my dad actually sounds like, starting at 35 seconds. And hear Roderick for the first time, all the way back in episode 1127, when he does a stand-up submission. I hope it was nice. That's all I could say. And of course, what's that?
And listen
to Q&A. Oh, I'm so excited. You don't got to tell me twice. Goodbye.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.